I'm Louise Archer and I'm a professor at UCL. The inspiration for this particular installation came from the room where we held our final report launch. So we held it at the Royal Society in the Wolfson rooms. So they're often quite grand, quite beautiful, like the setting here. There are historic busts of famous scientists and engineers. These are often of quite white, male, quite privileged scientists and engineers of the past, reflecting participation in STEM historically. We wanted to think about the young people in our study who had also really loved science, for instance, but who hadn't gone into it, and the young people from underrepresented communities who are the lost scientists. So even though they've loved science, something stopped them from going into it. The stories here is representing one of the participants in the study, a young woman called Vanessa, who loved science, but over the course of time, as we interviewed her over the years with her and her father, she came to recognise that her love for it wasn't enough, and we wanted to kind of capture the loss to science of not supporting young people like her.
So I first saw the exhibition on display in the Royal Society. This bust just stood out in a sea of people who were here to kind of understand a bit better about the things that limit people's participation in science. I saw the gold frames of the empty portraits, and it reminded me of where I worked in the Geological Society, in the rooms where we have lots of very similar gilded portraits of eminent scientists. I thought that having the exhibition here might start people who use this space often thinking about who's not in this space. I think one of the best things that has happened is that people who've been coming here for years and years and years are really familiar with the space, have been stopping and looking. Women make up a significant majority of the population, and I have this friend that has an analogy that, like, if you're cooking something in someone else's kitchen and you can't find the ingredients that you're looking for, you'll find them the quickest if you bring a team together who all store their ketchup in a different place, because one person will look in the fridge, one will look in the cupboard, one will look under the sink. The more kinds of people and the more different types of people and people with different approaches and mindsets, the better you are going to solve it and the faster you're going to solve it.
So I think it's really good on the International Day of Women in Science to be able to celebrate where we've come. I mean, there is progress. The situation we're in today is better than it used to be in the past. I think it's also a really good moment to stop and think, well, there's more that we still need to do. We do need to make changes. We won't achieve equality just by letting things run on as they are. We do need to take steps to support and create more change. We also really need to remember that it's not just women overall, but it's also thinking about which women. So, you know, women from racially minoritised backgrounds, from lower income backgrounds. So it's not just about achieving numbers, but also about achieving that really inclusive culture change for everyone.